Welcome to Porsha Is Queen Podcast. Today, I'm sitting here with Felicia Carr, author of I Survived My Narc, The Greatest Escape. I'm so honored to sit here today and have a conversation with her because it's something that's true and dear to my heart. Felicia, can you go give them a full introduction of yourself?
Yes. So my name is Felicia Carr. I am the author of I Survived My Narc, The Great Escape. It is a book that is compiled of 6 stories. Myself and 5 other women share their stories of escaping a narcissist and abusive relationship. It also gives tips and tricks on how to leave successfully and live to tell about it, and it gives the signs to recognize narcissism. I'm also the founder of the Healing Circle, which is a nonprofit organization that helps people who are trying to escape domestic violence situations.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
And I mean, that's the reason why I'm honored to have you today.
Thank you.
You're doing so much great work in the community. And not only that, your story has resonated for so many people. You have over 100,000 followers across your platforms. And people really have a level of respect and take heed to what you're out here doing. Not only that, I see you out there. I follow you on Facebook, so I see you out in the community promoting other companies, and you promote other companies more than you promote your own company.
And I have to get out of that.
Yeah. Yeah. So first, tell me a little bit about your company as well, so we could dive further into the book.
So with the nonprofit or my other business.
Your actual business.
Well, so my
actual
actual
I don't want to
business
forget about that.
Is Bag Ladie Crafts. So I have a craft business, and I specialize in creating custom items for memorials, to memorialize people who have passed on. So that's my specialty.
I love that. And I didn't want to bypass your company because that's part of why you're amazing, right? Because yes, you're telling the story, you're educating, you're advocating for others, but you're also running your own company as well. So salute to you on that.
Thank you.
All right. So about this book.
Yes. The book.
The book. And when I'm reading the stories, I was like, whoa, wow. Ooh, they telling it all in this book. So I found it very useful, helpful, because at the end, I know you guys give a lot of different traits, things to look out for.
Right.
So with that being said, let's dive more into your own personal story.
So my own personal story is how I survived leaving my ex-husband. He was a narcissist while at the dentist and never looked back, and have lived to tell about it, and I'm living, thriving, and I'm doing great. So where do you want to start?
Where it began, right? When did you notice the first sign that you were in a narcissistic relationship or abusive relationship?
So I didn't realize that I was in an abusive relationship until I was sitting in my bathroom praying my way out of it. That's when I realized, wait a minute, I'm in an abusive relationship. I didn't think about it that way because it wasn't physical. But I noticed the signs once we got married. It was like once that paper was signed, I was no longer an individual. I was a piece of property. I was his property. So that's when I noticed the switch.
Wow.
It became controlling. Where you going? Who you going with? Who you talking to? Who you on the phone with? He tried to control what I wore. It was, once I said I do.
Wow. And so during the dating process, he didn't act that way at all?
No, there was signs, but like I tell people, red flags don't look like red flags when they feel like home.
I read that in the book.
So I was never raised to learn what red flags were and what was normal and what wasn't normal. So it wasn't a red flag to me. And it wasn't until after we got married and I started reading books and stuff. And it's like, wait a minute, this, I don't know, that's a little, no, that ain't right.
Yeah.
But, it was, there were subtle little things that I probably just overlooked because growing up in Oakland, they were normal. I mean, it was a part of the norm, right? But it really wasn't normal. So, but definitely after we got married, that's when he put his foot on the gas.
Yeah, definitely. And I know you have children.
None with him. I have one daughter. Yeah, my daughter should be 30 this year.
Oh,
so.
Okay. Wow, you don't look like you have a 30-year-old.
I'm 49.
At all.
Yes.
So your daughter, she'll be 30. Mm-hmm. And how did having a daughter drive your decision making in your relationship?
Even though she was older, I still had to make sure that I set a good example for her no matter what. She was well into her, she was actually 19 or 20 when I got with him. But she was, she was grown. So, but even still, I had to make sure that I was doing the right thing and setting the right examples for her because she was still watching.
Yeah,
So,
most definitely.
Yeah.
And with that being said, did you ever deal with abusive relationships prior to this one?
No.
And so one of the things that people always ask is like, what makes you go for that? What makes you make that decision? Like,
Right.
It's that silent yes that we give, right?
It was, so like I said, that was my first abusive relationship. I had never dealt with it before. I've always seen it. I've seen it growing up in my family. I've seen it with, immediate family members, but I've never dealt with an abusive relationship before. That was my first time.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And so it really can happen to anyone.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I never thought it would happen to me.
Yeah.
I never thought it would happen to me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and one of the things we always say is it won't happen to me.
And that's the biggest lie that we can say to ourselves.
For
It can
sure.
definitely happen to anybody. It can happen to
Yeah.
anybody.
Yeah. So you made a decision to pack up and leave while he was at the dentist office.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me how that went. Like, because I just want to hear it from you.
So in November of 2020, we moved to Texas, me, him, and his son.
From Oakland.
By, I think it was June or July of 2021, it was just me and him in the house. And before we even went to Texas, I was done. I was tired. I was tired. But, that was my husband, so I was going to give it one last-ditch effort. Okay, let's try. So we were standing in our bedroom, and before I left my cousin, she gave me an amethyst necklace. And he was fussing. And I was holding on to the necklace. And I remember I closed my eyes, and I said, God, if you allow me to get out of this situation, I promise I'll never go back. And I opened up my eyes, and I used to always say, I'm done being done. I opened up my eyes and I said, I'm done being done. And he said, you keep saying that you done and your ass is still here. You ain't left yet. I said, all right, bet. Now I got to prove to you that meat is really greasy.
Yes.
Like, all right, now, okay. So it was that moment I knew I had to leave because it wasn't going to get better. He wasn't going to change. So it was a whole bunch of empty promises. So it was that from that day, I knew I had to leave. And I planned my escape. I planned it for December 1st, 2021. That date reads the same forwards and backwards. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I just knew that I was going to do it that day.
Yeah.
And so in between that time, I had a dentist appointment. And so we were new to the state. So it took a little longer. It took like 2 hours. So I was like, okay, 2 hours. I said, I could do this in about 2 hours. So he knew that we were in a 4-bedroom house. So I talked him into moving into a 1-bedroom apartment. So I was like, we could downsize, we could save some money, we could buy a house, yada, yada, yada. So he was like, okay, cool, right? So we packed up everything in the house. So it was easy. I had to think about it. It was easy. Packed up everything in the house, sold all of the furniture, sold all of the big stuff. So, but as we were packing, I told him, don't touch any of my stuff because I'm getting rid of a lot of stuff and, whatever. But in actuality, I was marking the boxes on. So I had two storages. One he knew about and one he didn't know about. So, but I was marking my boxes on what was going where, so the people who was helping me would know which boxes, were going, how to put them on the U-Haul.
Yeah.
So that morning, my daughter, it happened right after Thanksgiving, and my daughter was still there. So my daughter, she was still living in California at the time. We got up, went and got the U-Haul, parked it around the corner, came in the house as if nothing was wrong, nothing was going on. He was getting ready for his dentist appointment. I was sitting there. I said, okay, let's go. Dropped him off. He had a car, but I made sure I dropped him off so he wouldn't have a way back. Let him out the car, gave him a kiss, told him I loved him, and never looked back. By the time I got back to my house, my daughter already had the U-Haul truck backed up to the house. She was throwing stuff on the truck. My god sister came. My friend came. We got everything out in an hour and a half.
Wow.
And he called me, and he told me that he was almost done. I said, okay. I said, well, I need to take my daughter to the airport. I'll send the Uber to come get you. And he was like, no, it's right around the corner from the house, which it was. I was like, you sure? He was like, yeah, I can walk. I was like, okay, bet. Got everybody. I told him, let's go. It's time. Closed the U-Haul, drove off. And I don't know if you saw the video of me driving away.
Yeah.
So that's something just told me to shoot that video.
Yeah. Wow.
I
know it was so powerful to actually see that video, see that day.
I don't know what made me shoot that video, but at that moment, I just knew that was it. I was fucking free. And that was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
It's so many women that don't make that decision.
It's so many women that don't make that decision and are not alive to even talk about it.
Yeah.
So, but that was one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do. Like, who really wants to leave the person that they married? Who really wants to leave the person that they love, even though they're in that situation? You're still human. You still, it's a battle. It was very hard, but I know I had to do it.
Did you feel like there was a sense of failure because of the relationship was going in a certain type of way and you didn't want to leave him because of that?
Not at all. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. I mean, because we tried therapy twice.
Everything.
So, I fought
hard.
Mm-hmm.
You fought hard in the relationship and also to get out of the relationship.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, that was really brilliant, like to even come up with the plan, right? And that's what it starts with, a plan.
Exactly. And you have to do it in silence.
Yeah.
You have to do it in silence.
Yeah. Because when you're silent about it, that means you're serious about what you're trying to do.
You never know what a person will do when their back is up against the wall. So if you're telling them that you're going to leave, you're telling them that what your next step is, what you're going to do, you might not make it out alive.
Right.
So do it in silence, especially if you know what type of person you're dealing with. Or, sometimes you may not know. You just never know.
Right.
So
yeah, because
always be safe.
There's so many people, so many women that died by the hand of their own lover. Right.
I have a really good friend who was actually murdered by her husband, and he walked free for 2 years. Everybody knew he did it, but they just needed enough evidence. So, yes.
Wow. It's chilling.
It is. It is. It's sad, and there are so many women who don't even talk about it, who are suffering in silence. Like, you can't even imagine how many women that are going through it every day.
Yeah, most definitely. And, and a lot of things we disregard, right? We're saying, oh, he just let me. And
like I said, I didn't look at myself as being in a abusive relationship because it wasn't physical.
Right.
It was emotional. It was mental. It was, he would say little stuff where it could have became verbal, but he kind of knew not to cross that line. But yeah, I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
I was sitting in my bathroom and I was like, God, just let me know, give me a sign to make sure that I'm doing the right thing. And a Facebook friend, I had never had any contact with her before, she tagged me in a post, and it said something like 15 signs of emotional abuse, and he was everything except 2. And I was like, dang.
That's a lot.
And I asked her, I reached out to her, I said, what made you tag me in this post? She said, I don't know. She said, but God put it on my heart to tag you. And it was at that moment when I realized I'm in an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
So it was like, wow.
Well, what was some of those signs?
Very controlling, very, very controlling. He would try to be demeaning. He would say, like little stuff. I remember one time, me and my mother, we really didn't have a great relationship growing up. And I, told him about it. And he told me one day, it's not my fault your mother doesn't love you. Who said that? I never told, are you crazy?
Yeah, I didn't say she didn't love me.
That.
You're saying it.
Exactly. So it was just very disrespectful stuff, very controlling, manipulative, no accountability. Nothing was ever his fault. Just quick to fly off the handle. It was a lot. It got intense.
Did you feel like at some point you started to see yourself differently during that relationship?
I never allowed it to change me. I made sure I didn't allow the situation to change me.
Yeah.
So, no. I didn't.
Yeah. And I know, because it's the craziest thing, right, is that strong-willed women, powerful women are sought after by narcissists. Mm-hmm. And when you get into a relationship with a narcissist, they come to you because they admire qualities about you.
Absolutely.
And they try to mirror those things. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then when they fail, they have to put you down.
Yep.
And bring you down to a lower level than where they are.
You got it. Yeah.
Yeah. I may know a thing or two because I've been through a thing or two.
Right.
As well.
Right. Yeah. They definitely do. And they do it well.
And they do it well. You never know when it begins.
You're in it. You're knee deep in it by the time you realize what's going on. And that's where I was. I was knee deep in it before I realized, like, wait a minute. Like, okay, something's not right.
Yeah. Most definitely. So is there anything else about your story that you want to just share right now with the world? What I want to tell anybody who is in a situation, as far as who are trying to leave, do it in silence. The first time is always too much. The first hit, the first voice raising, the first yelling, the first disrespect. The first time anything happens that makes you uncomfortable, leave and don't go back. Yeah. So. I think a lot of times we excuse those things in people. So may I ask, what inspired you to take it to the level of writing your book, I Survived My Narc, My Greatest Escape?
Because so when I was going through it, honestly, so my Facebook group called The Circle was birthed after I left the situation, because when I was going through it, just dealing with it, I felt like there was nobody else that was going through what I was going through. I was suffering in silence. I didn't think that anybody else was dealing with what I was dealing with. Yeah. So once I started opening up and talking to people about it, I realized that there were so many other people, men and women, that were going through the exact same thing that I was going through, but nobody talked about it. So now it's time I feel like, for me to turn my pain into purpose and educate people on it.
Absolutely. So. That's beautiful. Now, what was your healing process like?
A lot of writing, a lot of journaling, a lot of sitting alone, a lot of shadow work, a lot of reflection, a lot of taking accountability for how I got myself in that situation. It was a lot of self-care. Yeah. It was a lot of work. It wasn't always ugly. It was a lot of crying. But it was difficult, but it was necessary. Yeah. But I'm glad I took the proper steps. I did therapy. So I think I did what I needed to do.
Yeah. So let's talk about how your past situation just kind of affects your life today when it comes to dating and relationships and building.
Dating, that's non-existent.
You're not dating?
No. So I left, like I said, December 1st, 2021, and
not a single date.
No. I mean, I have a friend, but that's familiar. But I don't. I'm scared because these men are not who they say they are.
They're not.
No, I'm very scared. I'm scared to date, honestly. Yeah, I'm scared.
Yeah. So we have to get past that process, though.
I do. But
you're such a great person. You deserve to allow him to affect your future relationships.
Absolutely right. Absolutely, you're right. But yes, it's gonna take a little time.
It takes time, and it does take that. It does take that.
Yeah.
So
I'm in no rush. It's gonna happen.
Yes, most definitely. So if someone came and they were interested in you, would you be open?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. All right.
I'm not closing that door.
You're not closing that door.
No.
Good.
No, not at all. I'm not closing
we can't
that
let
door.
that.
No, I definitely deserve to be loved and be loved properly.
Properly, wholly.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And so I got some rapid fire questions for you.
Okay.
So, what's a red flag that's now a deal breaker in relationships?
Ooh, constantly asking me where I'm going, what time I'm coming back. You don't need my whole itinerary for the day.
Yeah.
Calling me every 5 minutes, what you doing? No, that's too much.
Yeah.
That is a big red flag because that turns into controlling behavior.
Yeah. A lot of people think it's cute.
Nah, it's cute. Yeah, right. It's cute in the beginning. Oh, he loved me. Oh, he wanted. Nah,
Nope. Bye.
Right.
I'm not doing it to you. Don't do it to me.
Exactly. Nope.
3 words to describe the new you.
Ooh. 3 words to describe the new me. Happy. Peaceful.
I love that. And if you can describe your life now with your platform, and did you see this even for yourself?
No, never. Like, It's when I go places, like, people recognize me.
You got billboards, girl.
It's
book signings, billboards. She's not little fish over here.
It's crazy. It's like, wow. But I mean, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird when people recognize me.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't change a thing. I enjoy doing what I do. I love it. I wouldn't change a thing. I love helping people. I get joy out of that. Yeah. I get joy out of helping.
I love that. Let me ask you, how do you balance your softness and your strength?
That's hard because I describe myself as being a pit bull in a skirt. I do find difficulty in that, balancing my strength and my softness. But I'm working on it. I'm really working on it. But I just I try and be mindful that I am still a lady, even though, I am kind of tough and I am kind of rough, but, I just make sure I stay in my soft girl era.
Yeah.
Like, so.
Okay. And so, if your life was a love song right now, which one would it be?
How did you get here? No.
How did you get here? Nobody's supposed to be here. Y'all welcome. So, beyond the brand, beyond what we see, what keeps you going?
My drive to always help people. I don't know if you know that I'm a mental health and a suicide prevention advocate. So I've lost 4 nephews to suicide. So
wow.
Last year I did my second mental health suicide prevention conference. It was titled Be Here Tomorrow. Yeah. And I dedicated that to my 4 nephews and actually my cousin, who also, she passed from suicide awareness. So I've had 5 people in my family. So I do a lot of that. That keeps me sane. I always like to say I love to be of service. I love to help people. I love to give more than I take. Yeah. I get joy in that.
I love that. I love that. And I can just see that by your lifestyle that you live.
Thank you.
I really do. But I was really happy with seeing how you celebrated yourself for your birthday.
Oh yeah, I had fun. I'm 49, but I'm goofy. I like to have fun. I want to go to the bubble factory. I want to do all that. I'm a big kid.
Yeah, I love that. It was so nice. I was like, okay, there we go.
Right.
I have to keep my eyes peeled so I know what's going on. Mm-hmm. You're my target. So what's so for business, because we have a lot of people who watch this podcast because they have businesses as well. So what advice would you give someone that's looking to build their brand or build a community? Because I have a community as well. I think you actually joined my community.
I did.
The Girl I Can Relate community, and I'm really looking to develop that and just kind of just help others and have more people over that can help others. So what advice would you give me or someone else that's looking to do that?
I would say anybody who's looking to start a business, just make sure whatever it is that you start doing, make sure that you love it so it doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel like it's a business. Make sure you have the right people around you. Make sure you have a great support team. And just make sure it never really feels like work. So then that way you can always enjoy it.
Yeah. I love that.
Thank you.
Okay. And we already went off for your biggest turnoff in emotional connections, right? So tell me about some of your relationship with friendships. Do you feel like your past experience has contributed or changed the way you kind of tolerate relationships?
Yes, even friendships. I have boundaries. Like, I lacked a lot of boundaries before, and I realized that in my marriage. I was always too nice, too yes, too okay. No is a complete sentence. I had to learn that. And I had to learn that with friends as well. And I have lost friends along the way because I have stood on my boundaries. I stood on business.
Yeah.
And so it did change me a little bit as far as that, but I wouldn't say that it was change for the bad. It just opened my eyes to a lot of things.
Yeah, most definitely. I understand that because I know, like, after relationships ended for me or even losing people in my life, I have created different type of boundaries as well that I didn't have before. And just my tolerance level for, like, certain type of behaviors just.
That's what I do. Not condone bad behavior. I don't care who it's from.
No, really, like, and that's just like one of the things that I had to learn too, because I had to hold, like, you have to hold friendships accountable too.
Oh, absolutely.
You have to hold coworkers accountable too. You
absolutely.
have to hold everybody accountable. Not just that man.
Right. And I want people to do the same for me. If somebody sees me doing something, pull my coattail. I do not have a problem with it. Please do.
Yes.
Because I don't consider you to be a friend if you don't.
Yes.
You know?
Because we need to know.
Right.
We need to know.
Right. Yeah.
We definitely need to know. Because how can you grow if you don't know?
Exactly.
Yeah. And the other thing is too, like, giving too many chances as well. No, we should offer grace because people aren't as healed or as in tune or self-aware, right? But when it comes to, like, giving grace for certain behaviors that's within a personality wheelhouse, it's kind of like, we don't want to do that.
That's true. Too many passes.
Yes. Yeah. And so tell me about a recent experience you had that kind of just showed, like, your growth from the past.
Today, I went to get my lashes done. I've been to the shop 5 times, and every time they never start on me on time. It's like no less than 25 minutes late. And so I told them today, I need to be out of here. I'm doing a podcast.
Yeah.
Listen, she was 30 minutes late. She switched my appointment time. And actually, the time that she started was my original appointment time. So had me sitting there for 30 minutes. And it was so much going on. She had her son in the shop. He was, like, right in my ear talking. 2 phones ringing. She was talking over my head. And I just really had to lay there and just take deep breaths because I knew I needed my lashes done. Yeah. The old me probably would have flashed.
Yeah. You got a phone over my head.
But, I was like, okay. I said, emotional intelligence. This is growth. I'm just, okay. I'm going to sit through it, but I will never be back. I'm not going to say nothing. That's it. That's it.
Sometimes we just gotta not do it again. Yeah,
that's it.
Most definitely.
Yeah, but
your patient has been tested today.
Yes. I was like, really? I said, and I just saw straw. I said, Lord, I said,
not today.
It was a lot. She had a lot going on over my head. Yeah, it was a lot.
Well, even with that, I appreciate your patience.
Oh, no problem. I know things happen. It's okay.
Yeah. And your growth has been shown. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I feel like we always get tested a few more times after we learn something.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
To see if it's stuck.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I think you're good now.
Yeah, I learned the lesson. I passed the assignment. I learned the assignment. I passed. I don't want to repeat that. I got it. I understood the assignment.
Yeah. So, tell everybody where they can find you.
So I am on Facebook under Felicia Carr. I am on TikTok under To Know Me Is To Love Me. I am on Instagram also as TikTok is To Know Me Is To Love Me. Instagram is To Know Me Is To Love Me too.
Yep. Lovely. Awesome. Thank you. This has been another episode of Porsha Is Queen Podcast. Thank you for tuning in.
And we out.